that patience fell apart the first time I heard Chloe's mean words. I was working in my garden one evening when her voice cut through the fence like a knife. What's next? Working as a police officer for 25 years teaches you to pick your battles. Carefully, I remembered that moment, promising myself to watch the Warren family closely that night. James Warren showed up at my door with a bottle of expensive whiskey and a fake smile. "Chief Carter," he said, sticking out his hand, just trying. "To be a good neighbor, Mr. Warren," I said back, taking the whiskey with a smile that wasn't real. "Let's all keep things peaceful." He nodded like a man trying to avoid trouble. But I knew the difference between real respect and just trying to cover. Things up the Warren family's fake niceness lasted 4 days on a Tuesday afternoon. I was in my home office working through police department reports when loud pop music started blasting from next door. The bass was so loud it made my windows shake. Chloe's laugh, sharp and easy to recognize, mixed with screaming and splashing sounds by 5 wise in the evening, as I tried to talk about budget cuts with the mayor on the phone. I'd had enough. I walked to the fence and looked through Chloe, the brown-haired girl, and the blonde girl were in the pool playing a drinking game with floating cups and cheap beer. "Excuse me," I called out. "Mind keeping it down. I'm trying to work." Chloe's face turned angry. "This is our pool, our property. We do what we want." The brown-haired girl smirked. "If you don't like it, maybe find somewhere that fits you better." The blonde girl tried not to laugh, scared of Chloe's angry look. "I'm just asking you to be nice," I said calmly. "It's a work day." Chloe stood with her hands on her hips, dripping wet in her fancy bikini. "Look, I don't know what you think this neighborhood is, but people here have real jobs. Maybe try getting one instead of complaining." The brown-haired girl laughed loudly. "Chloe, you're so mean." I walked back to my house, their laughter following me like a poisonous cloud. That evening, I visited James Warren. No whiskey this time, just a man annoyed that his steak dinner got interrupted. Chief Carter. He sighed with annoyance. "What now?" I explained how they were being disruptive, asking him to control his daughter. His face showed surprise, embarrassment, then stubbornness. "Young people, you know it's summer." Chloe's earned. "Some fun at college thinking about others is a good lesson too." I said back. He nodded, but his voice sounded like he didn't care. "I'll talk to her the next day." The pool party got even louder with new people. A model, looking red-haired girl, and 2 college guys who seemed to hate wearing shirts around 3 in the afternoon. Chloe's voice cut through. "Can you believe that guy complained to my dad? Who does he think he is?" The brown-haired girl replied. "Bet he's never seen a pool this nice, probably. Thinks he deserves it?" Chloe laughed, meanly. "People like that always want what we've worked for. Pathetic." Their friends joined in talking about my background with cruel joy. I realized Chloe wasn't just annoying. She had no idea who she was messing with. By week 3, I'd written down 15 times they caused trouble each, with exact times, noise levels, and mean things. They said Chloe's group, brown-haired Taylor, blonde Sophie, and college boys Ethan and Dylan, had gone from parties to putting on shows, trying to make me mad on purpose. One really hot Thursday, as I trimmed bushes, Chloe walked out with a Bluetooth speaker as big as a suitcase, blow-up pool toys, and enough alcohol to sink a ship. Taylor screamed, "Your pool's so much better than that gross public one downtown where certain people go." Chloe smirked. "We work for nice things not everyone gets." "That," Ethan added, "my dad says property values depend on keeping the right people in." I kept trimming, letting them dig themselves deeper. People show their ugliest sides when they think no one's watching. The breaking point came at my monthly barbecue for my top police officers, Detective Lee Gwynn, Lieutenant Miguel Torres, and Captain John Reynolds, along with their families, as we cooked burgers. Chloe's party reached new heights. The music, a wall of aggressive bass and bad language. Lisa looked up. "Chief, are your neighbors always this lively?" Before I could answer, Chloe's voice rang out. "Great. Now he's got a whole group over. Probably planning some sad neighborhood patrol." John's eyebrow shot up. "Did she just—" "Yeah," I said, "drinking my beer, she did." Miguel stood, cracking his knuckles. "Want me to handle it?" "Not yet," I replied. But my team was angry. Lisa was mentally taking notes, stared at the fence like a SWAT target, and Miguel's knuckles kept popping when Chloe declared, "We should party every day this summer, it's our right," and Taylor added, If people don't like it, they can move somewhere more suitable. John stood chief. I'm introducing myself, sit. I said, this isn't your fight. Lisa leaned in. When they disrespect you, they disrespect us. Miguel nodded. We've got your back, chief. Their loyalty hit me hard. Chloe had just made a huge mistake, went from personal insults to professional disrespect. Monday, I was in my office at dawn, coffee in hand, doing what I do best. Digging for information, I called Lisa. Morning, chief, expected your call. Need background on the Warrens, nothing official, just curious. 2 hours later, her report was amazing. James Warren's computer company was under FDC investigation for shady data practices, not criminal yet, but career-ending. If it blew up, Laura had a dismissed shoplifting charge from 5 years back, smoothed over by expensive lawyers. Chloe's social media was like a shrine to showing off fancy trips, parties, and posts about undesirable neighbors, complete with exact times and location tags. Her friends were connected. Ethan's dad was a city councilman pushing to cut police, funding Dylan's family-owned bars needing liquor licenses. Taylor's mom ran a clothing store with pending fire inspections. Sophie's dad managed a construction company that relied on city contracts. These weren't random kids. They were a web of rich people thinking they were untouchable. I called Miguel and code enforcement review noise rules citywide, starting with Willow Grove. Be thorough. His laugh said he knew what was up by Wednesday. I had a complete file, every party kid, their families, weak spots, and the Warrens' belief that money equaled immunity. That afternoon's party was Chloe's loudest yet, as if she sensed trouble coming. At 3 in the afternoon, she shouted, "If that man complains again, I'll lose it. Doesn't he get that some? People matter more?" Taylor laughed. "This is our neighborhood. He's lucky we even notice him." Ethan said, "My dad says people like that need to be put in their place." I wrote down every word. They were building their own case. Friday brought rain, silencing the parties briefly. I finished my plan, reviewing my notes like a case file by noon. The sun came out and Chloe made up for it with her biggest party. Yet 20 kids' cars blocking the street, music shaking the ground at 2:30 in the afternoon. Mrs. Evelyn Harper, an 80-year-old widow who'd lived here 45 years, walked across the street. With her cane to ask for quiet, she was the neighborhood's heart-baking pies for new people. Chloe's response was cruel after a 5-minute talk. Evelyn walked away with tears streaming. Chloe bragged, "Did you see that old hag try to boss us around? Who does she think she is?" Taylor said meanly, "Some people don't get that this isn't their neighborhood anymore." Ethan laughed. "Let's party every time someone whines. Show who owns this place." I watched Evelyn stop at her door, shoulders shaking. That was it. Chloe had gone from annoying to dangerous. I made 3 phone calls to Lisa. Check noise violations in Willow Grove today. To Miguel, inspect 849 Willow Drive noise. Parking everything to John, work with health department for an unpermitted. Gathering by 3:30. Lisa was measuring noise levels from an unmarked car by 3:45. Miguel's team was writing violations by 4. A health inspector was checking the pool's safety setup. Chloe noticed at 4:15, her voice shaking. "What's going on?" Lisa walked. "Up bad, shining ma'am. We're dealing with noise and safety complaints. We need the property owner." Chloe stuttered. "My parents aren't home." Miguel listed violations: 18 cars blocking fire lanes, noise violations, overcrowding. John added, "We're writing down everyone here for the report." Chloe's eyes found me in my yard, and fear replaced her arrogance. The party died. Her education began by Saturday. The Warrens were drowning in consequences. Fines hit $9,000, $600 per noise violation, 10 counts, $200 per parking violation, 18 cars, $800 for overcrowding, $1,500 for safety problems. The pool was shut down pending inspection, faulty equipment, wrong chemicals. James paced his driveway, phone glued to his ear, failing to charm his way out. Parents of Chloe's friends, councilman business. Owners stormed over angry. Their kids were caught in the mess by Sunday. Chloe's group was grounded, their allowances cut. James knocked that evening. No whiskey, just desperation. "Chief Carter, this is out of hand. Chloe's just a kid, isn't this too much?" I leaned forward. If Chloe had been respectful. Would we be here if she'd said sorry instead of making things worse? Would we have citations if she hadn't made an 80-year-old cry? Would your pool be closed? His face turned red. "She's learned her lesson. The fines are crushing. This isn't about punishment. I said it's about her choices bothering neighbors, disturbing the peace, racial intimidation. His jaw dropped. Intimidation, keep going, I asked. He didn't pay the fines, follow the rules. Be decent neighbors. I said he left defeated Monday. Chloe appeared at my door. No bikini or attitude, just jeans, a plain shirt, and a nervous voice. Chief Carter. Can we talk in my living room? She looked small. I'm sorry, not because of the fines or my parents, but because I was awful, I said, disgusting things about you, Evelyn. Everyone I thought money made me better. Her voice broke. What changed? I asked. I called my grandma. She made me list everything I did. Then she said, Chloe, you sound like a spoiled bigot. Is that you? I don't want to be that person. Tears fell. My friends, they're not friends, they just liked my cruelty. I nodded. This isn't just her feelings. You made Evelyn afraid in her own home. You made neighbors avoid their yards. She looked up. How do I fix it? Daily choices, I said. Treat everyone with respect. Prove you're better not to me to yourself. She nodded, leaving with a heaviness I hadn't seen before. 3 months later, Willow Grove was changed. Chloe returned to college, but not before earning back trust. She spent hours with Evelyn planting flowers, listening to stories. She fixed neighbors' fences, babysat. Kids even got her parents to pay for the block party when her old group visited expecting chaos. Chloe shut them down, choosing to be alone rather than deal with their meanness at the Labor Day block party she served. Food welcomed a new immigrant, family, and glowed with real warmth. Lisa pulled me aside. Is that the same girl, Consequences and Boundaries? I said they work 6 months on Chloe's graduation. Invite arrived. She'd earned honors in social work, aiming to serve marginalized communities. Her note read, "Thank you for showing me respect is universal and growth is possible." I pinned it beside a block party photo. Sometimes justice isn't handcuffs or courts, it's transformation. Willow Grove is quiet now, not from fear but from respect. Every morning as I water my garden, I'm reminded the best victories come from patience, clear lines, and believing. Even the worst can choose.